Through this video, you'll learn how to start using the Alpha ME USV for underwater topographic surveys after receiving it. Here is Alpha ME USV. This is the directional antenna, which determines the orientation of the USV. Here is the millimeter wave obstacle avoidance radar. And this is the camera, used to check for obstacles ahead of the USV. On both sides here are navigation lights, red on the left and green on the right according to maritime standards. Allowing observation of the vessel is orientation from a distance. Power switch. This is the hatch cover, rotating counterclockwise to open and clockwise to lock. These are the two antenna ports for antenna installation. The positioning antenna. Below are the propellers on both sides of the USV. The USV is equipped with 3 antennas, 2 short ones for communication between the USV and the remote controller, and 1 long antenna for communication with the RTK base station. This is the USV's battery, which we will install inside the compartment later. This is the remote controller, the controller's charger, and charging cable. Unscrew the hatch cover. You'll see a battery positioning slot here. Install the battery into the positioning slot. Insert the battery. Pull out both side retention straps and secure the safety buckle. Connect the power cable. Tighten the hatch cover completely. Install the dual-side antennas by rotating them clockwise. Press and hold the central power switch on the remote control until the screen displays icons. First short press the USV power switch, then long press and hold until a long beep. The navigation lights flashing means the USV startup successful. Click on the DIMAP Hydro app on the remote control interface. The USV will automatically pair with the remote control. A connected status will appear on the software interface. System Interface Guide. This icon to enters software configuration. Here displays USV remote control link status, and here shows active project name as status. This is base station connection status and mode. Route planning entry and real-time data monitoring window. Click project name as status. Click Renew. Input the project name. Confirm. The project name as status will be displayed as the name of newly created project. Click our TCM settings. Change data link tunes receiver radio, protocol and frequency settings to just the same as the RTK. Base station settings. Click Connect after the connection is completed. Waiting for data transmission. The homepage RTCM will be displayed as UHF radio connected. In this way, we have completed the connection between the USV and the RTK base station. Set the tripod based on the known point. Put the gasket, and then set the base and extension rod on it. Here we use a battery stick instead. Connect the battery stick to the tripod. Install the RTK base station on the battery stick. Install the RTK antenna and connect the charging cable to the battery stick and the RTK base station. Long press the power button to turn on the RTK base station, and you can let go when you hear the beep. Click on the DIMAP Pro software. Click Project Manager. Click New and click OK. Click Device. Click Communication. Click Model Type. Select the correct model number. Click Connection Type. Select Bluetooth. Search for the Bluetooth name that matches the serial number at the bottom of the base station. Connect. And after the connection is completed, select the corresponding data link. Select the corresponding channel protocol of power, click OK, and click Start Base. There are 4 indicator lights on Alpha 5W, satellite, data transmission, Bluetooth connection, and battery. Alpha ME, when using the RTK base station mode, needs to replace the short antennas on the right side of the USV with the long antennas. Before replacing the antenna, we need to do the following preparations. First, open the hatch cover, find such an interface, and this connection line, unscrew the original connection line. Replace it with the new interface, tighten it, and then tighten it, the cabin cover. Please note that it needs to be tightened until it can no longer be twisted. Then unscrew the short antenna on the right side of the USV and replace it with a long antenna. Plan the route. Click Mission Plan to enter the route planning page. We have 3 modes for planning routes. The first, eye lake and reservoir survey, which allows the software to automatically generate a route by editing a polygon. The second, eye spalla line, which allows you to plan a route by clicking different points on the map. The third, ice driver survey, which allows you to generate a route by setting a center line and margins on the map. First, the lake and reservoir survey is 2 click points along the edge of the survey area on the map to form a polygon. Click the arrow on the right to edit the route angle and route interval, and rotate WP to switch waypoints. We usually set the route starting point to the place closest to where we started. Click Upload. Check the Upload Progress bar here. Click a Close when the upload is complete. Click a Close if the pop-up window appears. The route will be automatically generated and displayed on the page. Secondly, polyline. Clicking on the map will directly generate a waypoint. At this time, the USV will move along the waypoint route we selected. Click Generate Route. We can also swap the starting point and end point of the route. After confirming the route, click Upload. Click a Close. Click a Close, and the route will be automatically generated and displayed on the page. Thirdly, river survey. Click 2 points on the map to set a center line, and then click a Generate Route. You can adjust the width on left and right of the center line to generate the route of the river section. Click Upload. Click a Close. Click a Close, and the route will be automatically generated and displayed on the page. This is the page for regular route execution. Click Survey Start to jump to the route execution page. Click the Alpha logo to return to the main page. This button is to switch the working mode. You can choose Manual Mode, Loiter Mode, Mission Mode, RTL Mode, Smart RTL Mode, Guided Mode. Here displays sonar data, set seawater of fresh water, temperature 25 degrees Celsius. Here 1 means that 1 data has been recorded. 0.00 and 0.5 jumps represent the current water depth. We can click this icon to set parameters of echo sounder. This area shows the status of the satellite, fixed, floating, single, PPP, number of satellites, current data length. Click this icon to enter the base station settings. Here displays the USV status, speed, and distance. And here displays the current battery status. Here is displayed the current settings, speed, and the time required to complete the current mission. Click here to modify and set the speed. Settings to enter the settings page. Mission planning is to switch to route planning. The current project is displayed here, and different projects can be switched here. Cruise control is the button for keeps the current speed. This shows the locked or unlocked status of the USV. Mark PT can click on the coordinates of any point on the map. Trajectory Clear shows the current route of the USV. Hide to hide the current toolbar. There are some other tools in Toolbox. Auto recording automatically records data. USV automatically records data by factory default. Click to turn off automatic recording. Reload means you can refresh the page to make it smoother. This position shows the current position and coordinates of the USV. This shows the current water depth. This is the display of the USV obstacle avoidance radar, showing that there are obstacles at a certain distance ahead. This icon shows the horizontal status of the USV. Click Settings to enter the Settings page. The Settings page is divided into the following sections on the left. The first, General Settings. Please pay attention to the first mode settings. This is the state of the USV after completing the mission. You can choose RTL to return to the home point in a straight line, or do nothing, and loiter to hover. Controller settings is to set the functions of the 4 keys A, B, C, D of the remote control. The factory default settings button A is RTL mode. Button B is cruise control. Button C is guide mode. Button D is smart RTL mode, which means that USV selects waypoints based on the previous route and returns to the home point by following the original route. This is the speed setting. And here is the unit settings. You can set different units. After settings, you need to restart the software. This is the system settings, including the selection of system language, maps, and map types. Survey settings. Here you can set the interval between measurement points by time or distance. Other settings can remain at the default factory settings without modification. Safe settings. Here we can turn on and off the obstacle avoidance enabled. Select or unselect the shoal, reverse enable. Turn on and off the shoal, reverse enabled at manual. Please kindly note that the low battery return to home setting, we trigger the return at a low voltage of 20.8 volts by default. It should be noted that the low voltage return can only be triggered once. If the return is interrupted, then the low battery return to home will not be triggered again. In addition, if far away from the home point, please modify the settings accordingly to reserve enough voltage for return. Here is the settings for communication lost return to home. The first is to return when the remote control joystick cannot control the USV, and the second is to return when the software communication lost. Normally, we enable when RC communication lost return to home and disable when software communication lost return to home. Depth sensor settings. Here you can modify the settings according to the measurement environment. Coordinating system. You can set the coordinate system parameters here. Device activation. For the device to activate, the remote control had 2 joysticks, left and right. Pushing the left joystick forward means the USV moves forward, and pushing it backward means the USV moves backward. Pushing the right joystick to the left means the USV turns left, and pushing it to the right means the USV turns right. The 2 antennas on the front end of the remote control are used to communicate with the USV. This is the USB remote control interface with a Type-C charging port and a SIM card slot. There are 2 metal rods on both sides, and the left metal rod controls the locking and unlocking status of the USV. Move the metal rod to the left to lock the USV. Move the metal rod to the right to unlock the USV. The right metal rod controls the status of the US. The leftmost side of the metal rod means the USV mission mode, the middle means the USV switching to manual mode, and the rightmost side represents the loiter mode. It should be noted that before the USV is launched, it must be set to the locked mode and manual mode. There are ABCD for buttons on the remote control. The factory default settings button A is RTL mode, button B is cruise control, button C is guide mode, button D is smart RTL mode. Before launching the USV, make sure it is unlocked and in manual mode. Move the joysticks forward, backward, left, and right. Meanwhile, put our hands behind the left and right propellers to feel whether the airflow was consistent with the joystick control direction. After testing whether the propellers are working properly, please adjust the USV to the locked mode to avoid accidents when the USV is launched. Before launching the USV, we need to make sure it is locked and in manual mode. After launching USV into the water, move the metal rod to the far right to unlock the USV, then drive the USV in manual mode to a relatively safe place. Then lock and unlock the USV again to make sure the home point is set in a safe location. After setting the home point, set the USV to mission mode and start the mission. According to the default settings, the USV will return to the home point immediately after completing the mission. You can also change these settings in the software. After the USV returns to a place that can be visually observed and relatively safe, switch to manual mode, manually and slowly drive the USV to a place close to the shore that can be reached. Then change to the locked mode and bring the USV back to land.